Welcome to Utah Explored Off-Road. On each episode, we take you across the state to explore Utah's best off-highway vehicle trail systems. Along the way, we meet clubs, organizations, and individuals that have been essential in preserving, maintaining, and promoting trail access. We'll join them on personal guided tours of their favorite trails as they take us to unbelievable locations you won't find at the end of a paved road. Together, we'll learn how staying on designated routes, sharing the trails with fellow users, and following OHV safety laws is vital to protecting the incredible riding privileges we all enjoy. From dirt bikes to snowmobiles, side-by-sides to ATVs, Utah Explored Off-Road is your exclusive guide to everything you need to know about riding here in Utah. Coming up on this episode of Utah Explored Off-Road, we learn about some of the amazing places to recreate in Utah and the importance of protecting outdoor recreation areas. First, we meet up with the Tread Lightly team to learn all about the tread principles, from traveling responsibly to doing your part to protect and preserve outdoor recreation areas. Then, we head over to Carbon Corridor to explore 9 Mile Canyon and the surrounding areas in the corridor for some amazing outdoor adventures. Next, we travel to the iconic desert landscapes near Moab, Utah, where we join the organization Ride with Respect. Then, we head over to Utah's Trail Country to ride some of the world's best OHV trails. Finally, we join riders at the Parowan Gap Trail, part of the Color Country OHV trail system, for a guided tour. Join us to learn more about the off-road trails, how we can protect them and do our part to enjoy these beautiful trails on Utah Explored Off-Road. Tread Lightly and its partners lead a national initiative to protect and enhance recreation access and opportunities by promoting outdoor ethics to heighten individuals' sense of good stewardship. We join the Tread Lightly team to learn about the tread principles and how they help teach the public how responsible outdoor recreation is in their hands and what they can do to protect the outdoors.
Tread Lightly is an outdoor ethics education organization. We're designed to maintain public access through education and stewardship. So mostly for motorized trails, we want to advocate for public land access and the road systems that give us that access.
We welcome everybody. Motorized recreation, it takes a lot of forms, from a single track dirt bike to a full-size four-wheel drive and everything in between.
So one of the ways that we tell people and teach people about our ethics and how to be responsible in public lands is the TREAD principles. TREAD is an acronym. It stands for travel responsibly, respect the rights of others, educate yourself, avoid sensitive areas, and do your part. If people practice those principles, you'll have better opportunities to recreate in public lands and more beautiful places to enjoy. A great example of traveling responsibly is taking a map with you that shows the designated routes and make sure that you're on those routes. You can do that with your GPS, or there's a number of apps that'll kind of help you do that. Also, make sure you're safe, right? So we want to have a helmet. Make sure your riders have it too. Also, in traveling responsibly, remember that mixed use, and there's going to be other trail users out there. They have the right of way. If you're in a vehicle and someone is on a motorcycle and you're in a full-size vehicle, give them the right of way. So when we're respecting the rights of others, which is the second TREAD principle, we want to just understand that these are mixed-use public lands and there's a lot of people out here that are enjoying their type of recreation. Slow down when you're going through camps, that's a big one. If you're in a motorized vehicle, a smile goes a long way as well. Don't forget to smile. I feel like a lot of times people are kind of in their own minds, and look up and wave to people and make sure that you are that ambassador that we talk about when you're out there doing whatever it is that you like. All right, guys, make sure you stop at all these trail signs and information kiosks. There's a ton of good information on these.
So we see education as a really key part to keeping trails open and accessible.
Educate yourself about the capabilities of your vehicle, about the places that you're riding in, and about some of the safety gear and things that you need to make sure that you come home safe. You get stuck, you know, I mean, this is on some big old tires, but when you're kind of got a more stock setup and you have a long wheelbase, it's easy to get high centered on things. So go with a buddy and have some tow points and some straps so you can get out of places, man. This is a great rig set up to get there and get out. You know, it'd probably pull us out, really. Out here in the West, we have a lot of sensitive habitats like cryptobiotic soil. It's real important that we're aware of what that is. Avoid those places the best you can. Avoid sensitive areas. There's all kinds of sensitive habitats and wildlife out here in the places that we love and play. Check out your local Department of Natural Resources. They talk a lot about habitat and wildlife, and usually that's what we're trying to protect while we're out here. By doing that, you know, that maintains our trail access through those places that have sensitive habitat. Also, if you come across any artifacts, preserving where it's at is part of our historical timeline. Grab your trash bag, you know, take a minute, pick up some of the trash that you see out here, and trust me, that goes a long way. You know what's funny is I didn't even see any of this till we started doing this. I thought there was just a little bit. There's a ton. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. All right, guys, we're on Do Your Part. This is the last of the tread principles. This embodies all the tread principles. So, you know, you can do your part by traveling responsibly, respect the rights of others, educating yourself, avoid sensitive areas, and then being a good ambassador of our public lands. That is really the big piece of doing our part.
It's about giving back. You know, everybody, we look at public lands as our lands, but really that means we have an ownership in those lands, and we need to do our part to make sure that we're keeping those lands open and accessible.
And for all you folks out there that are taking care of the trails and places that you love, we see that and we really appreciate it. And thank you so much for all the work that you do. You know, you can find other ways that you can give back to public lands at treadlightly.org. Remember to follow the tread principles, you know, travel responsibly, respect the rights of others, educate yourself, avoid sensitive areas, and do your part. We'll all continue to have public land access for years to come. Stay safe, have fun, we'll see you guys out there on the trail.
It's important we all do our part to protect our lands and waters by traveling responsibly, respecting the rights of others, educating ourselves, avoiding sensitive areas, and lastly, doing your part by modeling appropriate behavior to leave areas better than you found them. For more information on finding designated trails, riding education and tips, visit treadlightly.org.
You want to come to the Carbon Corridor because it's the place to be. It's where all the fun is happening. It's where all the crowds aren't. My name is Tina Henry and I'm the tourism specialist for Carbon County. We have some amazing outdoor recreation, great museums, really great eateries, historic main streets in Helper, Utah. So I have the fun job. I get to market the Carbon Corridor and invite people to come and visit. 9 Mile Canyon is our #1 destination in the county.
My name's Tim Riley. I'm the curator of archaeology at the USU Eastern Prehistoric Museum. There's a couple of really important highlights that I think nearly everybody should stop at. The Great Hunt, the Owl Panel, the Daddy Canyon Complex. There's effectively no end to the art you can find if you're looking patiently. 9 Mile Canyon is sometimes called the world's longest art gallery, but it's so much more than just that. Not only do we have all this incredible rock art, we have evidence that this was a home for people over the last couple of millennia. They lived out here, they built their homes out here, and they made their art out here. We'd love to have this canyon available for Utahns and the rest of the world to visit well past our own lifetime because they're part of a cultural landscape. This was the home of people for generations. And that's one of the things that makes this such a special place.
We're here at the Wedge Overlook located in the San Rafael Swell.
So my wife and I, we're still fairly new to the UTVs and ATVs, but it's been amazing places we've been able to go and see that we wouldn't have been able to get to without some type of side-by-side. So here at the Wedge Overlook, there's areas where you can camp, and then in the morning you can get up and get in your side-by-side and explore and have fun. So yesterday we left from the fairgrounds in Price, traveled out west into the Pinnacle Peak area. We visited the railroad trestle there, and then the waterfall. It's a natural occurring waterfall that runs pretty much all year long. I couldn't imagine living anywhere else. From where my house is, I can be in the mountains in 5 minutes. I can be out in the desert in 20 minutes. I can be at the very top of the mountains in the pine trees in 30 minutes. It's just a region that's unique in that we have everything and it's close by. Whatever you want to explore, it's here.
There's no place I'd rather be. I mean, this is the place to be for me. From mountain biking to climbing, to river rafting, to OHV, spend a day, spend a night, spend a weekend, start here. Go to those amazing places in the state, but don't miss the unique opportunities that we have here in the Carbon Corridor.
Utah is well known for its thousands of miles of OHV trails. Keeping riders on these designated routes is a vital part of protecting them. We join the organization Ride with Respect for a ride along the Fallen Peace Officer Trail, located just outside Moab, Utah. We'll join members of this organization as they demonstrate the importance of trail restoration projects, educational programs, and why working with land managers in an effort to preserve future access to trails and the scenery surrounding them is vital.
There is no other Moab. We have the La Salle Mountain Range, Colorado flowing just outside of town, the national parks. It's recreation mecca.
We used to come here and visit as much as we could, and we just decided this is paradise, so we picked up and moved here.
This corner of the state is, that combination of spectacular beauty, but then, epic trails.
In the 80s, bikes became popular, and there really weren't any trails then. If you could ride it, you were able to, but the use has increased by at least 1,000 times now.
A significant number of our visitors are coming here for that kind of recreation.
We're seeing more people than we've ever seen in town, and the trails, sometimes it shows.
I'm Cliff Kuntz, Executive Director of Ride with Respect. Ride with Respect conserves shared use recreation through trail work, education of riders, and advocacy.
Ride with Respect is just one of the key ways to keep the areas open, keep the people out here, keep the sport alive.
As an avid trail user and outdoor enthusiast, we encounter mountain bikers, hikers, jeepers, UTVers, and we've all got to get along. And the importance of maintaining trails, educating the different user groups. It's so important because this place has exploded.
Let's respect the trails, let's respect other people on the trails. Let's keep the trails open and let's be good stewards.
Ride with Respect's motto is caution, consideration, conservation. But if I could add a fourth C, which is contribution.
He asked us if we were dirt bike riders, and we said yes. And he said, well, have you ridden Sovereign? And we go, yes, that's our favorite place. He goes, well, what would you think about doing some trail maintenance? And we go, we would love to.
If we're going to have people out here using single track riding or ATV loops in 20, 30, 50 years, the only way you can do that is maintain what we have.
Ride with Respect is an opportunity for me to be involved with trails that we enjoy so much.
There's people like Cliff and Ride with Respect that work so hard to try to preserve, maintain what we have, and I want to help because I put thousands of miles on these trails, literally a year.
It only takes 1% of the visitors when you have millions of visitors to start to accumulate the tracks, and then people inadvertently follow the tracks.
The trails just keep getting bigger if you don't maintain them. So you get to a place where there's a turn, people cut across.
We just demonstrated Schwartz switchback, which is a tongue twister.
We had a corner here, right behind us where you see this blue motorcycle parked, and this had gotten pretty narrow. This rock jetted out here.
Rocks aren't very persuasive, but sometimes a sledgehammer will do the trick.
What we've done is made the radius of the turn just a little wider.
And we came in and took off this chunk so that riders could get through here a little bit easier.
Ride with Respect gives me hope that these trails can be preserved. So I want my grandkids and my great-grandkids to be able to ride on this country.
This is the 50th year of Utah's OHV program, and it actually was a big part of us living here, is being able to go out and do these things.
The 50-year anniversary of the OHV program is a real milestone. When you look at a milestone like that, you can track what's been accomplished in that amount of time.
I think about the accumulation of people and hours. There's been blood, sweat, and tears put into the trails. So Ride with Respect has been a small part of the OHV program in its first 50 years, and we hope to be an even bigger part for the next 50 years.
While everyone loves to get out and ride, there is an etiquette that needs to be followed to ensure access to these trails. Learn more about Ride with Respect at www.ridewithrespect.org and learn more about responsible recreation, trail access, get access to maps, and more at www.ohv.utah.gov. When you visit Utah's trail country, it's like taking a step back in time through the history of the West. From the footpaths of the Fremont Indians, who originally inhabited the area, to the old Spanish trail blazed by the conquistadors, Utah's trail country offers a treasure trove of historic opportunity, adventure, and activities for the whole family. From riding the expanse of OHV trails to river rafting under the colorful Big Rock Candy Mountain, there's always something new to discover in Utah's trail country. Fremont Indian State Park allows visitors an opportunity to step back in time to a place when Native Americans hunted, fished, gathered, and planted in the area for more than 1,000 years. These trails can be hiked or biked and offer access to some of the world's most impressive petroglyphs and other rock art.
My name is Kevin Taylor, Park Manager, Fremont Indian State Park. Back in the 1980s, the interstate came through this area, and as it did, there was a group of people, locals, who actually made a big push to be able to preserve this area due to the rich heritage it had with the rock art, Native American artifacts. And as they were doing the excavations, they found a Native American village, and as such, they were able to excavate those sites. So in the museum, we house the artifacts that were excavated here along I-70, such as pottery, arrow points, figurines. Numerous other artifacts are housed in cases that you can come observe with you and your family and enjoy the opportunities to hike.
My name's Chad McWilliams, the Sevier County Tourism Director, and we're here in Sevier County, down on the south end of the county at the world-famous Big Rock Candy Mountain. Sevier County is known as Utah's Trail Country. We are a couple hours south of Salt Lake, a couple hours north of Las Vegas, so right in the prime area to get out from the hustle and bustle. Come here to Sevier County, known as Utah's Trail Country. We're known as Utah's Trail Country for many reasons, because we have trails for cycling, trails for ATV, UTV, trails for hiking, trails for runners. We have all kinds of trail systems with thousands and thousands of miles of trails. You want to cycle 19 miles worth of bike trail through beautiful canyons running right next to the Sevier River. You can raft the river while you're here in your downtime. Whitewater rafting the Sevier River is family friendly. So you can bring kids of all ages. The guides are excellent guides here at Big Rock Candy Mountain. So you're going to have a great time. It's something you can bring your family. We encourage you to bring your family and enjoy it. You can camp also right here at our local Caboose Village, or you can camp and bring your RV and you can stay right here You can whitewater raft right out of those spots, or you can jump on the bike path, or you can go right up on the trails right here with your ATV or UTV. So that is why we are known as Utah's Trail Country. We want you to come here to Sevier County, Utah, and come find your trail.
Do you want to learn about more amazing Utah places to visit? Utah Explored is your personal tour guide to all the amazing places, unique activities, and one-of-a-kind destinations that only Utah has to offer. Each week, we take you on a guided tour of places you can only experience here in Utah. Check out our other videos and watch full episodes free at utahexplored.com.
The Color Country OHV Trail System is an exciting network of interconnected trails. From rugged high desert landscapes to beautiful forested trails, ATV enthusiasts can choose many routes throughout the county. These trails connect to other trail systems in adjoining counties and offer the chance to enjoy magnificent scenery found throughout Iron County. We join Mike Worthen, who was instrumental in developing this trail system, as he gives us a personal tour of the Parowan Gap section of this trail system.
Hey, I'm Mike Worthen. I'm with Iron County. I'm the Natural Resource Specialist, and I've been in charge of designing the OHV trails in Iron County. We're at Parowan Gap. It's a historical area in the southern Utah. Native Americans used to travel back and forth going to western ports of Utah, and it's got petroglyphs that the Native Americans placed in there. We work very closely with the Forest Service to use their trail system, and they use ours to allow visitors to access those places up on the mountain that are very beautiful. We've got Cedar Breaks, Bryan Head, clear over to Navajo Lake. It comes down into the Pinyon Juniper areas and the Red Rock areas, which you see around here. And so it's really a nice area. Uh, 50 years ago, I remember the first three-wheel OHV I got was a Honda 110, no suspension, just a little thing, and you could go about anywhere, and everybody thought that was the greatest thing on earth. And now we've got these big four-seaters and the convenience of home inside them, or a convenience of another vehicle. So it's come a long ways. And the Iron County Commissioners gave me the charge of developing the OHV trails, or the off-highway trails, in Iron County for the past 6 years. And we've divided the county up into 5 segments, and then we've identified trails within each of those segments. We've probably got close to 1,000 miles, if not more, of OHV trails identified right now.
We love the four-wheelers and side-by-sides that come into Iron County. It supports the local economy by the people coming in. They buy gas, they buy groceries, they, stay in our parks. It's a great opportunity to have those people come to our county, and we're open for them.
We welcome visitors to our county. People are discovering Utah. They're discovering Iron County and the beauty that surrounds us, and the opportunities they have to explore and to enjoy nature, and families come, and it's wonderful. A lot of visitors come through here to take advantage of the petroglyphs and the history. Of course, in the millions of years ago, there was a river that carved this gap, and it's interesting to understand the history and the importance of this to Iron County.
It's a great area to ride in, because you get all kinds of, you're climbing the hills and looking down into the valleys, and then you get to see things that you don't normally get to see by traveling the highways. It helps in the fact that you have people that have run some of these trails, and they can follow, because going out solo, especially in some place you don't know, can be a little bit intimidating. So, I mean, it helps. You get to meet different people from different clubs.
It's important that we respect the trail system and stay on it. And we, as a club, we pick up trash we might find along the trail and bring it back out with us. we're always trying to do something to keep the trail system the way we'd like it, nice and well maintained.
The biggest thing I think you can do is just keep on the trail and be respectful of others. We see vandalism and problems with the trail. We do ask you to keep on the trail and keep it respectful.
I think other people see how well we take care of it, makes them respect it more, makes them want to respect the trail system and not mess it up. The perseverance of the state of Utah to pursue this and develop this trail system and to continue to develop the trail system is an awesome thing. It's quite an accomplishment, and 50 years marks a great milestone for them.
50 years, who would have ever thought that we would be where we are now?
It's a long time. It's amazing. It's an amazing milestone.
There's trails all over Iron County that everyone can enjoy, and in the summertime we can go to the mountain with the hiking, biking, fishing, hunting. I would encourage anybody to come and visit Iron County because there's lots and lots of stuff to see.
It's fun, it's exciting, and we've got a local OHV club here in Cedar City that would welcome you, and they go on rides just about every week somewhere.
Utah's OHV trails are not only important to riders, but also to the communities that the trails connect into. For more information on the Parowan Gap Trail, maps and information on responsible recreation, visit www.ohv.utah.gov. On this episode of Utah Explored Off-Road, we learned about the Tread Lightly, Tread principles, how they help teach the public how responsible outdoor recreation is in their hands. Next, we visited the Carbon Corridor, where you can experience OHV trails to historic towns. We traveled to the iconic desert landscapes near Moab, Utah, where we joined the organization Ride with Respect, as they taught us why it's vital to protect natural resources while accommodating diverse recreation on public land. Then we visited Utah's trail country with an expansive amount of OHV trails. There's always something new to discover in Utah's trail country. To end our adventure, we joined riders at the Parowan Gap Trail, part of the Color Country OHV trail system, for a guided tour. Thank you for joining us on this exciting episode of Utah Explored Off-Road. Join us for another ride in our next episode as we explore the history, destinations, and unique experiences you can only have out on the trail. We'll ride with more clubs, organizations, and individuals that have been essential in preserving trail access across the state. Get out there, get some dust in your teeth, and put some miles on your machine. But as always, do so with respect. Stay on designated routes. We all love to ride, so let's do our part to protect the riding privileges we have here in Utah. Learn more about Utah's amazing trails, outdoor activities, and iconic destinations. Watch full episodes anytime at utahexplored.com.